Hello again, everyone. I recently came across a game that really stuck with me, Paper Lily. It has that early 2010s JRPG pixel horror vibe that I loved growing up. And after playing, I felt the need to compulsively write down the main plot points and theories I have after playing Chapter 1. Now, like before, any theories I talk about are just my own. If I missed anything, or if anyone would like to add their own thoughts, please share in the comments. As more chapters get released, I'd love to make an updated version of this, and with that out the way, let's get into it. The first part of this video will just be a summary of Chapter 1. If you already know what the story is about, I'll add a little timestamp to skip to. Paper Lily is the story of a girl named Lacy, who has a certain problem. Wherever she goes, people hate her. From schoolmates to strangers, they all claim that there's an evil aura about her. Something that makes her presence creepy. All except her diligent brother who, well, seems perfectly fine and friendly. In the beginning of the game, Lacy creates a to-do list to do before she dies. She completes everything on the list besides one task, saying goodbye to her brother, Hero. However, before doing so, Lacy wants to try one last thing. She goes to her desk to pick up a letter she received in the mail. A letter with instructions for a ritual to get spirited away. Seeing this as her last option to figure out if there is some otherworldly reason for her predicament, she decides to complete the ritual. And after following all the instructions, she can then board a phantom bus to take her to another realm. Getting off the bus, Lacy enters the forest, and after completing the puzzles, saving a friend, and accidentally causing a massive sinkhole, Lacy finds herself at Red's treehouse. A treehouse on a lake. Well, anyways, we meet an adorable little demon named Rune, who offers somewhat helpful leads. From Rune, we learn that Lacy was most likely cursed by a demon, and to lift the curse, we should find Red. Rune suggests heading north to the lighthouse to find him, and thus Lacy makes her way through the demon realm to find this mysterious character. And so Lacy carries on, meeting friends along the way and eventually entering the locked site. Here is where we encounter our first dangerous entity, one that will viciously attack us if caught out in the open. Making our way through the forest and gore, we enter our way into the next area. The lakeside is a small, beautiful area with a strange shrine, housing a tiny goldfish. Resisting the urge to grab the goldfish and cause the world to end, we can pass through this area relatively safely, eventually obtaining the next doorknob we need to open the tower and taking us to our next location, the abandoned facility. Lacy faints soon after opening the door, only to reawaken in a cell. After escaping, she runs into another character wearing a red coat, who saves us from another demon. Our new friend is named Sai, and does he have a lot to say. Sai explains that there is a distinction between demons. Demons are creatures like Rune, who we have met along the way. Demons are seemingly friendly to all besides humans. Meanwhile, the ones that have attacked us so far are called primals, monsters that attack anything in their wake. We make our way through the facility with Sai, only to find ourselves trapped. Luckily, Rune appears again and tells us that the way out is found through the basement, a basement that is currently flooded. Solving even more puzzles leads us to a mysterious house deep within the facility, leading us to our next problem. Lacy and Sai enter the house, which is decorated with various demon portraits. Taking time for a break, Sai lights the fireplace, which was a critical mistake. Soon after, a tall horned figure wearing a veil and a long dress enters. She quickly puts out the fire and captures us. After the dream sequence, Lacy wakes up in the dungeon along with Sai. While he is still captured, Lacy decides to explore and comes across a mysterious entity known as the Spider. The Spider offers advice on how to escape, which we promptly follow. We free Sai and continue on our way to discover and unseal 5 special items. After some more puzzles and running for our lives, we eventually unlock all the items, those being a mirror, a sketchbook, a cold compress, a foot, and a knife. And by burning these items and forcing Miss Knives to confront her past, we free ourselves from the illusion and escape the house. Lacy and Sai wake back up in the facility, only to discover the truth behind Miss Knives. She was really just a veil trapped in a cell, while the Spider was a massive monster occupying the cell next door. The Spider offers Lacy more information and gives us the doorknob fragment to the lighthouse. And after leaving the area, we enter the facility once more, only to find the primals have all been killed by some unknown entity. If we mind our own business and continue on our way, we find another door and insert our return doorknob to bring us back to the human realm. Lacy completes the return ritual by making the paper lily and returns back home, while Sai turns back, staying in the demon realm. So now I'm going to go over some of the theories that I had. Starting off with Red's treehouse demon. After cutting the lock to the trapdoor within Red's treehouse, it reveals a hidden basement level. Here, Lacy encounters a prisoner who Red has captured. Though this prisoner remains unnamed, they share some important information about curses. You see, it is revealed that demons die after laying a curse on someone, and whoever our mysterious prisoner is an oddity in all this. Somehow, they are the only demon capable of living after cursing someone, and capable of repeating this cycle, which is why Red has captured them. Claiming to not be responsible for Lacy's curse, they also agree that Red is the only one who can lift her curse. Even though not much of the prisoner is shown, I'm excited to see the role they will play in the future chapters. Next off is the facility, one of the largest and most story-rich locations in the game. Starting off with the prison cells, it appears that this facility was a research lab testing on demons and primals. Even though the lab is abandoned, primals still run loose and pose an imminent threat. As explained by Sai, primals are another type of demon, one that is much more aggressive and less sentient. Considering that this facility was housing a mixture of primals and demons, I believe it is safe to assume that the facility could have been researching the connection between the two species, more or less, how to turn demons into primals. And considering the state of the testing rooms, it appears that some research could have gone out of control. While exploring deeper into the facility, Lacy finds a jacket lying on a chair in the meeting room. Searching inside the jacket reveals a note that states how members are plotting to oust Lilith. Even though it was never clearly revealed who Lilith is and how she relates to the facility, it can be assumed that she could be the leader or someone who holds an important position within the group, and someone who may have connections with Lacy. When we first meet Miss Knives, she mistakes Lacy's smell for Lilith. Considering that Miss Knives is in the facility, it makes sense that she would know Lilith and be fearful of her. But then again, why would Lilith place a curse on Lacy? The exact way curses are placed is still unclear. However, Miss Knives' backstory sheds a little light on how these curses work. During our time in Miss Knives' home, we uncover her backstory and how she became a demon. In her past, Miss Knives was a human, and as a child she was blind. It wasn't until she found a mirror that when she looked into it, gave her sight back to her, an act that can only be called a miracle. After that, her parents felt uneasy around her. However, a miracle is a miracle, right? And plus, it didn't stop there. Miracles began to happen all around her. She prayed for her mother, who was on her deathbed, only for her to recover the next day. Her friend Iris gave Miss Knives a sketch pad so she could draw all she wanted, and for a short time, life was all right. until it all began to spiral and people from the village began to grow suspicious of the family. Her mother was the first to be burned for witchcraft, all to cleanse the town of these mysterious miracles. And soon after, strange pictures began to appear in Miss Knives' sketchpad. Images of primals littered the pages, and once her bully saw it, she snapped, and by some mysterious force, Miss Knives twisted her bully's foot around, nearly tearing it off by an unseen force. It wasn't long before the village found her. They killed her father and captured Miss Knives to be tried for witchcraft. Iris, in an act of mercy, gave her a knife so she didn't have to face the pyre, but it was for naught. Miss Knives was burned at the stake, but the story doesn't end there, because now Miss Knives had been blessed 6 times. The first time was with her sight. The second was spending time with Iris and using the sketchpad. The third was when her mother was healed. The fourth was when she was attacked by her bully, and the fifth was when she was given an option to escape her fate. And now the 6th miracle was about to be performed. The fire, which was only meant to burn Miss Knives, ended up destroying the entire town, burning all in its wake. It was then that Miss Knives took the knife that Iris gave her, and in a fit of rage, gouged her own eyes out, blaming all this on her sight. It is unclear what happened between then and now, but Miss Knives, who was once a human, seemingly died and was reborn as a demon, and is now still captured in the abandoned facility, left alone with her illusions. Considering her backstory, it could be assumed that the facility was created to capture demons and experiment on them. Maybe Lilith and whoever else is behind this facility cursed humans to turn them into demons, only to capture them here. Or maybe the experiments were centered around primals and how to turn demons into them. But whatever it may be, we are only left with the pieces of this mystery, and hopefully it will be explained at a later date. Returning back to Miss Knives' story, it is easy to spot some of the parallels it shares with Lacy's. After Miss Knives regained her vision, it was stated that her parents disliked her, and others felt uneasy with her presence. The same was said for Lacy. Everyone around her finds her presence uncomfortable, strangers, classmates, and even her own parents. There's one other person, besides Sai, but I have my own theories on him, who doesn't find her strange. Her brother Hero. Hero has been supportive and loving of Lacy despite the curse, even answering her calls from the demon realm and helping her make decisions. However, one ending does make me question his role in the story. In the beginning of Chapter 1, if Lacy performs the ritual wrong and goes to bed, she is killed by Hero. Well, a primal who looks like Hero before attacking her. And even though this is a dead-end route, it is still rather interesting why the primal that killed her looked like her brother. On top of that, why was it in the human realm to begin with? Is Hero truly just a doting, supportive older brother with no issues? Or will he play a bigger role later on? Besides that, the only other human who doesn't mind her presence is Sai. Now, it's obvious that Sai isn't just an ordinary person hanging out in the demon realm, despite what he claims. Even though there wasn't much information on who he actually is, I do personally think he could either be red or have some connection to him. And other than his red coat, Sai also has a lot of knowledge on demons and primals, and not to mention his connections with Rune. Plus, in the ending, when Lacy makes the paper lily to leave, Sai doesn't follow, opting to turn right back into the demon realm. Perhaps he can't leave the realm, or simply decide not to return for some reason. Either way, I'm excited to see what's going on with him in the future chapters. Besides seeing how others interact with Lacy, there isn't much information on what her curse could actually be. Her life seemed so normal until it wasn't anymore. But I do think her dreams will give future insight as to what her curse is. Throughout the story, Lacy experiences the same dream with different variations in later parts. It starts with her waking up in a bed, surrounded by strange eye-shaped symbols. She then leaves the bed and enters a door, leading her down a hallway with children laughing at her. Exiting the hallway, she has to find her locker, open it, and then enter her armoire. Now this dream changes a little throughout the story. The next time she dreams it, another door appears, and entering this one, she finds herself in the kitchen with her mother asking her for a knife. It seems like her mother is quickly losing her patience with her before Lacy eventually completes the task and can escape through the armoire again. The final door in the dream reveals an instance from Lacy's past. During this scene, her classmates bully her into eating a dead crow and call her a witch. Only by eating the bird and escaping through the armoire can Lacy return to the real world. Besides the 3 open doors, there is also one locked door at the end of the hall and stairs leading down into abyss in the other direction. Lacy is unable to go down those stairs, nor is she able to enter through the locked door in the other direction. My personal theory is that these dreams are connected to her curse, and that each door that we enter is a memory involved with her curse. Relating it to Miss Knives' past, she experienced 6 blessings which changed her life and led her into becoming a demon. This could be the same for Lacy. Perhaps as the story progresses, there will be 6 doors in total in the future. And maybe after unlocking all 6, Lacy might become a demon as well. Overall, I'm really excited about the future chapters for this game. I'd love to see how all the plot points interconnect later on, and if anyone wants to share their own theories in the comments, go for it. Anyways, thanks for watching.